And in one of the workshops in the studio, there's a setup of this bridge measuring probably about 1.5 feet off one of the many countertops. As water begins, as they place a hose pipe which begins to flow the water along, and a little model carriage tips into the river below, along with several action figures. So any keen-eyed observer would notice that the figures that fall are sort of rigid as they plummet into the depths. As inside the carriage, so Deandro, are you using that trope we discussed, or would you like to save it for later?
I'll save it for later.
Okay.
Anyway.
As Brandon, Deandro, Jarad, water rushes around you. However, Arden is still in the carriage, which you see in the murky depths beginning to sink.
Go over there and try to open the door, I guess. Is it like...
Okay.
Okay.
This is probably the most believable scene ever for Tristan, because Tristan actually does not know how to swim, so any sort of water, he's actually floundering if his feet cannot touch the bottom.
In reality, you can. It's actually, if you actually stand up, you'd probably be like chest deep. Okay. But you're sort of like in the water, and you're all kind of like throwing yourselves around and flailing.
Man, Tristan's a great method actor. We don't know what's happening, but his reactions are so genuine.
I can't swim. I can't swim.
That Tristan guy, real trooper. What am I rolling to open the
I'm going to say this is, you're like going against the force of water, so I'm going to say this is a might athletics.
Might athletics?
As you see on the inside, like in the water, there's Arden like up against the windows.
Ooh.
Could I argue for this being composure, as instead of panicking, I try to do it slowly and actually, like, whatever, or is it still just brute force?
Okay, I'll allow the composure roll, but it's going to be 3 successes rather than 2.
That's great. I couldn't physically get 2 successes on an athletics roll.
Okay. Fair enough.
2 successes.
As the trying to stay calm, you realise that the door just won't open, and panic begins to set in.
So there's a window to this carriage?
There is, yes.
Did anyone bring a gun?
I have a gun.
Alright, I'm gonna get out of the way.
I'm gonna say it's underwater and it uses shot. The gun is... Yeah, but still got the stock. Right. So you can...
However, Deandro
I'd
got
say
it.
that would... Oh, Deandro, yes. To break the window, that's going to be a might close combat.
Oh, I don't have the gun. You could.
No, that's for Arden.
Sorry,
But
a little bit. What did you say? That I can do what?
Might close combat.
Might close combat.
you did say athletics might was a threshold of 2. Deandro got it.
Oh, Deandro.
But, yeah.
That's why I mentioned them.
Oh, I didn't see you'd rolled. My apologies. Okay, yeah. There's if you go, you're able to wrench the door open a few inches. This is amazing. Um, so okay, just to get out and keep pushing that over, open. Either might close combat or athletics to keep pushing on that door. Whether you're brute forcing or whatever's the better roll.
Could I command Deandro to do it better?
I get underwater. No, there's no words.
Oh,
no
we're-
dialogue.
okay. My force of personality.
Mm.
What was the convention? Sorry.
So to fully open up that door now, it's going to be might, close combat, or athletics. Close combat if you want to brute force it. Athletics if you want to be a bit more.
That's both 0, so I'll go. Yeah. Athletic work. Wait, you know what? I've never fought anything, so I'll brute force it. Come on.
Jarad is useless here because Tristan's fighting for his life.
As the door is pried open, Arden swims up, and on the surface, all four of you, the carriage driver now lost, gasp as air fills your lungs once again.
I did pull him up.
Crawling onto the rocky banks. As a few feet away sits the very dark, foreboding forests of the Carpathian Range. Looking up above it, you see that those towers and of that castle cutting that silhouette against a moon which seems to be turning ever so slightly red.
That's not normal.
Nope.
What bizarre secrets threatens us? Quip.
Everyone give me a vote.
It's a lot. No.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Unanimous.
Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. I like this one.
As you begin to traverse upwards and find yourself walking under an old gate which has been knocked inwards. So this wooden gate with a stone archway, very small, probably enough to get a small cart through. One of the gates still hangs on one hinge, the other one lies to the side, almost forgotten. The wood, rotten, warped, and a small town that sits around you. Signs that sit over doorways creak back and forth. Each door you notice a lattice of cobwebs that sits around the edges where they haven't been opened for some time.
Real quiet.
We are, I guess.
Deserted town. Oh, sorry. Deserted town.
As you come through to the town square, an old fountain sits there running. The water that once flowed out of a mermaid sculpture now runs dry, and the water that remains in the pool, a green, stagnant mix and partially frozen.
Well, this place is charming. Or at least was at one point.
Yeah, charming is one way to put it.
Not got plenty to say.
Or spooky, but almost seems to have lost its meaning by now after that whole ship debacle.
I do agree, actually.
You ever seen so many teeth?
Once.
Oh. Forget I asked.
Would you like to do anything while you're here?
A change of
Is
scene,
crying an option?
perhaps? We're all wet.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Look for clothes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to say give me a... what would this be? What's a suitable role for this?
Maybe composure, because you said that it's frozen over, so it'd be cold.
It could be like a supernatural thing, though.
I'll say, yeah. Give me a cunning larceny check if you want to see what you can find.
Oh. Okay.
And different.
Okay, cunning larceny. I was gonna say, can I argue humanities? Because understanding where people put their clothes.
So, okay. I'd like to look for valuables instead of clothes, actually.
Okay.
I'll take
Be
that
the same
one.
roll. The same.
It's the same
larceny?
role, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cunning larceny.
Oh. Good job, Stoker.
Oh, very nice. It's both yourself and an Arden who find yourself forcing open the door using the stock of the gun to pry open one of the old wooden doors to one of these very, very modest little house.
So, wait a minute. This is a domain that I'm thrusting into, correct? Using the stock of a gun. Well, it's the perfect point. As the barrel is bust into, I shout, "Even the gods cannot resist my thrust into their domain!"
No.
Give me the Oh, you've killed Wyverian.
And the show.
Robyn's not
Wrap
even being.
filming.
No. Absolutely not.
Decided.
Are there-
I think that.
No.
I mean,
No.
no. That's a unanimous no. No one even tried to
fine,
hide that. Enjoy
Did
yourself
the
another
writers
quick-
go on strike for this one?
You
No, so
lose a die.
What was that,
That's-
Wyverian?
I said you lose a die on your next roll.
I will lose my die on all the rolls. I don't care. It's worth it.
There's a point where the script supervisor sort of whispers to the just kind of in the corner of your eye. You see the script supervisor and the writer like, whispering something. Did he actually say? I told him not to say that. I told him not to say that. What? Why did he say it? She just throws the writer just throws the script across the set. He just storms off. He's just, yeah, if anyone needs me, I'll be in my trainer. Just as the door is pried open and dust kind of sprinkles down, you see that there is something catches as the door opens up, and it's almost like this has been hung over the door itself, so it's not the door knocks it as it goes in, and you find seems to be very, very simple craftsmanship, and not entirely unlike the old Egyptian Ankh. However, with some sort of more kind of Gothic inflections to the design, and made roughly, but out of silver. While it's a single room dwelling, and a small cupboard in one corner. You two, Arden, are able to find some very rough cotton, simple, likely workman's clothes. While in the
Grab the Ankh. If...
sort of Ankh cross thing,
Yeah. If Deandro isn't gonna stop me.
Deandro's in another building.
I thought. Oh, was it just me breaking into that one then?
Arden.
I thought
You
it
and
was
Arden.
both of us.
And Arden, yeah.
Oh,
'cause you
and
both got the-
Arden. That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, you got the 2 successes. So, while there's the only location which seems to have been in some kind of recent use, and actually things have been put into, there's some sort of semblance of organization here. It's not like the other locations where you see that they've always been deserted within moments, and it's almost like people ran out of their houses and left. Deandro and Jarad, you find the only place which seems to have some sort of organization. The wooden boxes that line one wall identify this as the Undertakers. And inside you're able to find the simple but very presentable black suits for laying those to rest, which have been obtained in something of a number.
Excellent. And I grab a suit.
Hesitant. Grab a suit.
And as the two of you depart, looking decidedly similar, you leave but fail to notice a similar little item that hangs by the door, just on a hook, for that similar cross-like motif, also in rough silver. As you step back once out into that central crossroads with the fountain at the centre.
Shall we just wait for the others? Or shall we go assist them?
You see them leaving. They're kind of across the crossroads from you. So you see them kind of on the other side of that fountain statue.
I don't think that would necessarily change question. So,
Yeah. Let's go then.
I guess we're gonna go in after them.
Yeah.
And as you step in, it's a simple building. You see Arden in the corner, sort of in the last steps, throwing on this very, very warm wool-lined overcoat. And you look around and see the simple living of a table, 2 chairs, a fire with a pot over it, which, looking into it, you see that the bottom of it has burned out, and the fire had long been cold.
Didn't find anything to wear, Brandon?
Yes, well, it's all very uncomfortable, isn't it? I wasn't sure if I was going to deign to put on this rough clothing.
And then Brandon sees both Deandro and Jarad in like suits.
The black suits there.
Where'd you
They're
get
not-
that?
There's like an Undertaker's place, so yeah.
Oh,
They're not finely made. They're not like they're very kind of presentable and the sort of thing you'd.
Was there a third set?
Was there?
Was there?
There was a few.
Okay.
Did costume leave one behind? Sorry. Did we forget to take it?
As I would say, just make me that check again.
Oh,
Another larceny check.
Cunning larceny, yeah.
oh, all of us or just
Just
Brandon?
Just Brandon. See if there's. Oh yeah, certainly there is a.
Do I get the onk on the way back too?
I'll say no for this one,
Oh, okay.
but you do have a remaining stunt. So
Got
your
it.
next roll, you can either add a complication if it's contested, or you can add that to your own successes.
Okay.
Does the
So I'm now wearing a poorly fitting black suit.
It's not poorly fitting, but it's almost like you were set up for this before all of this unfolded.
where did you put the thing?
Oh, I
I
pocketed it. I don't know. I don't think I would have shown you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gotta pay the student loan somehow.
So what's
Well, we're burning red moonlight. Everybody's got something to wear. Suppose we head on to the castle? Jarad kind of... His voice peaks at the end as if he's not quite sure that's the best of ideas, but that seems to be the road forward.
And as you leave the village, walking past the graveyard, which now sits bathed in a ominous red glow, as you make your way up a mountain path towards that castle, you hear the wolves howling in the darkness of the forests. And as you approach the castle, you see bats beginning to fly inwards. As, once again, in that workshop, a celestial scene is is played out as a repainted tennis ball, painted a deep red, is moved around another similar, but also painted tennis ball to align with Earth before a basketball painted with the rings of Saturn, hastily made out of cardboard. Is what you don't see is the hands underneath manipulating this begin to align.
I like to think the camera quality is low enough that it doesn't look too bad, but if you squint at it, you're like, I think I can see the edges of cardboard.
You can see the edges of cardboard, and you can kind of see that, like, the fuzz of a tennis ball. As the four of you walk through the forest, which begins to clear and gives way to a narrow, jagged path up towards this foreboding structure. And arriving at the heavily ornate and gilded front door, which depicts this tableau of various macabre scenes. What would you like to do?
Who wants to go in first?
I'll do it. Do you want to go first?
I won't stop you if you want to go in first. I can go in first if you don't want to, but I don't want to step on any toes here, you know?
Yeah.
Being the brave leader and all, like you are.
I'm not brave at all. You should go first.
You sure? Yeah, I can go first. It's okay. Yeah, I can go first. Okay. So I walk up to the door and try to. Is there even a handle, like, to just turn and pull?
Yeah, there's those kind of like looped brass handles,
Mm.
and it's this very kind of, and of course,
Like
obligatory
a rowing machine.
Yeah, it's the obligatory as it opens up, and inside a long corridor extends out in front of you. Paintings and statues and suits of armor line either side of the corridor. Flickers of candles in sconces that burn, giving this what little illumination there is to this place.
Not dead yet. That's a good sign, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the operative word.
Let's go find wherever this ritual's taking place and hopefully not die in the process.
Process is the operative word.
As you walk step inside, I'm gonna say everyone make me a. What's that? What's this? Probably a dexterity larceny again, to if you want to go quietly.
Dexterity larceny.
Mm, dex-
Extra dice this time. Nope. I am not quiet about this.
And oh my. Ooh.
Oh no.
Okay. As you walk into as you step inside, your footsteps slightly echoing. There's creaks of the building, old floorboards. In another very, very kind of open, what was likely once a library, now turned ritual space. The dark-haired woman turns, those cat-like eyes looking out into the castle itself. And in that graveyard in the town below, the earth begins to rise and fall. As she begins something, her hands kind of turning upon themselves and whispering something under her mouth, under her breath. As she turns and looks at the blonde woman, and we have company, my sister.
You most certainly do.
Bro.
As you continue to make your way through through something of a labyrinthian castle, and you hear the voices carried in the darkness. Old, pre-Latin language. This is something ancient, something that I'm going to say anyone can roll an intellect culture for this one.
I can do that.
I can do that
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, anyone who wants to make it.
I'll do a trademark on that.
Oh, you're using a trademark?
Yeah, for cool.
Okay.
Intellect culture. What would that do? A trademark plus 2? No, plus 1.
too. Ooh. 2 successes.
Nice.
Same here, 2 successes.
Yes, but you got a 1 and I've got 10s. No.
You're right.
I'm kidding. It means nothing.
So no, it doesn't. So it's Arden. It's something about the words that make your stomach feel very, very uneasy, and the. This is something. Oh,
Jeez.
this is something akin to ancient Persian. You're looking pre-Babylon. And there is something very unsettling that even if trying to focus in on what they are saying puts all of you slightly ill at ease. I'm going to say let's do so. So Brandon, you're now at +2 stunts. Jarad, you're at +1 stunt, and Deandro, you're at +3 stunts going forward. So very nicely done. Going closer and closer, the voices of that incantation. Now, almost you feel like you're almost on top of wherever this is going on, and it's only an old oak door that seems to separate you and the room where this is transpiring. As outside, the shambling figures begin to amass on the castle, and completely, every one of them, completely white eyes.
Well, this is it, gentlemen. Who wishes to, I guess any last words would be good here, because who knows how many of us will survive.
No, these outfits are much more fitting than I had hoped.
If that is the case, then Arden is perfectly fine.
Ah, yes, of course, Arden.
Yeah.
Shall you? Gesture
What?
You can go say
Arden
hi.
towards the door.
Alan just look at the door, the door. Like, okay, and just clench to his rifle and go peek inside.
Oh, so as you crack the door open an inch and look through just a single eye, you see the space illuminated by candlelight. You see the figure at one end stood where that necklace sits at the center of one of those incantation circles. As the figure stands, arms outstretched, head up, and speaking those ancient words. Whereas the other one is nowhere to be seen. It's one you haven't seen before. The dark-haired woman isn't present, but there seems to be the blonde woman who is currently giving that incantation.
Do we recognize
Okay.
this woman?
No.
Yeah, she's the poster.
But
I
from
thought
what I can see,
the person that attacked us was the same as this one.
no, that's the dark-haired one.
Okay.
Miss Shadow.
But they were blonde.
No.
What are you misremembering?
Well, Arden, what do you see?
Well, I see the necklace, but there's also one woman inside, and I'm afraid we will have to go through her if we want to destroy the necklace. Do you want me to try to shoot her in the head?
Will that even work? I mean, didn't we find out that we needed to run them through or expose them to fire?
I mean, it probably wouldn't work, but it would make a great entrance.
Go for it.
Hey, live, in this big gothic castle, are there any large stabby things around?
Are there any swords?
Ooh. I said there's
Not
suits of armor.
specifically
They have,
swords.
Yeah.
there's suits of armor that line the corridors, so they're all stood with like there's one who's got like the sword down like that, and then there's another one who's shield and mace, various weaponry. Yes.
Got it. Any longer pointy things? Is there any one of them with like a spear or a halberd or?
Pipe.
I'm gonna say
Is that another larceny check?
larceny. Yeah, that will be. But I'm gonna say this one's dexterity again because even if it's there,
Gotta make
taking it is it's gonna clank and
Go for broke. Broke.
So would it be one? Could I use one of my stunts for that?
You can use both of them. Stunts don't. They don't. You don't keep them once you've So if you get more stunts on the next roll, then it accumulates. But if you don't get anything, you have to use them all at once.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use them.
So use both of them. Okay. Yes, there's one who has got a. That's actually. I can't think of the name of it. It's evidently something a little bit different. This one is in more cultural armor of ancient China, and it has one of those. I can't think of the name of it, but it's essentially like the sort of the pole arm with the large blade. I'll see if I can find the name of it. Yeah, it's called a.
There's war scythes, a Ganada, Guando, Guand.
Are you talking about
Guandao? Probably.
It's
Pretty
Are
sure.
you talking about a Naginata?
That's Japanese,
it
though.
might well be. It's a Tiang. So it's got that very ornate, kind of curved, almost scimitar-like blade.
Huh. I think that's the same thing I'm talking about, just underneath a different name.
Qiang.
Quan Dao. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's Quan Dao. Yeah. Either way, it's one of those, and it's got this very ornate filigree depicting a dragon.
Oh.
Interesting. I look between us and I'm like, is there any?
Any what?
Any what?
He got snatched by the dark.
While we
Arden's,
wait on that, let's.
Arden shooting them.
I think we've
Do
forgotten
you
a large
want
part of our
for
plan.
that?
Yes, that's going to be a dexterity aim.
Okay. Aim. Yeah. There it is.
Wait,
Success.
Okay, puts you plus one stunt because it's a and with that her head the incantations stop as her head lurches backwards. She stays upright and her head falls forward again as the bullet wound sort of right through her cheek seals up again. Cocks her head at you as the front door bursts open, and this mass of bodies falls over each other, begin picking themselves up in the corridor and begin shambling down the corridors.
We've got company. Let's go back to Brandon. What did you want to ask before we lost you?
I just wanted to ask if anyone actually had skills in close combat or might or literally anything, because I am dead last in anything physical.
I actually do have 2 points in close combat.
Okay. As soon as I sneak up and grab it, I just immediately hand it to Jarad.
Okay.
Have fun.
Hey. Okay.
As you ready, you see these shadows in the hallway flickering, candlelight and loot throwing up the shadows, and as behind Arden, that smoke begins to swirl and coalesce. What do you want to do?
So there's an entire horde of undead coming for us, right?
There is a horde of the dead, yep,
Okay. So I would like to step between the group and the ghouls and use my silver tongue trope, which you can talk the language of monsters, whether they're a creature century old or slimy sea creatures, no matter the form of communication. Once per story, you know your way around it.
Okay.
I step up and I do not feel it at all. I am terrified, but I stand tall, keep my composure, and command, like, in a commanding voice, "Do you not know who I am? I will tell you now, foul beast. You take one more step, and I will show you the terror that lurks beyond," and that's also a quip.
Okay, vote on that quip, please. Remember, you've also got your rewrites. If there was ever a time to use them, now is the time to start throwing them out.
Never. We will hoard these points forever.
So you've got a +1 on this roll.
Okay.
From your quip, and your trope. I've got to remind myself what the pool is. It's a +2.
No, that's trademarks. Tropes are just
That's
ability.
Sorry, yeah. Tropes, yeah. So that just allows you to do that, but you have a +1 on the roll. Make me a. That's going to be a manipulation persuasion. I think that's your good one, isn't it?
Should it be command?
Oh yes, yeah, of course. I didn't.
Yeah.
I completely
was
missed it.
trying
Yes,
to
it's
have
absolutely
it be
command.
composure, but it's whatever if it's not.
It's presence. I'll say presence command. So.
Presence command. That works.
Yeah. So you've got +1 on that roll.
And I would like to use my trademark according to the scripture, which gives me another +2 to command.
Yeah, absolutely. So +2, and remember, on a success, you get directorial input as well. So it means you get a moment where you get to, for this scene, you get to say that happens differently.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 3 extra dice in total.
Ooh.
Very nice. As the horde stops, the words that you say are not the words that come out of your mouth. You too begin that ancient arcane tongue. And as you say it, there's flashes in your mind of an ancient city, all in reverence around this one statue, which, given context, you now know to be that of Lilith herself, in a time forgotten when she was once worshipped as a god.
Interesting.
So, let's have a look at 54. Let me just get the exact wording here. You can use it so you have. If the roll is successful, you gain directorial control over the scene. The moment the director grants you directorial control, you can use it at any point during this scene. However, once the scene ends, so does your trademark. So, in using this at any point in what's about to unfold, you can call that use of directorial control in to alter the narrative. It's basically a free rewrite.
I'm still not quite sure how rewrites work.
So you can spend 1 to alter the outcome of a scene, or you can spend 3 rewrites for a do-over on your previous roll.
Okay.
But but directorial control is essentially a free rewrite of. So you can't have the do-over, but you can change the nature of how a scene plays out. At this point, the dark-haired sister is now forming up. As the horde stop where they are, Brandon's hands outstretched towards them, and they begin to, all those eyes, those white eyes in the darkness, begin to look towards him.
Well, I guess with her reforming, I'm gonna take this big, large, bladed thing and aim center of chest, and I'm gonna attempt to stab.
Oh, go for it. Okay, you got +1 on your stunts as well. So,
Yep. This is definitely might. This. Okay.
it absolutely is. This is might close combat.
Yep. One success.
You're able to you pierce through as she forms up, and as her head snaps around at an unnatural angle to look at you, as she begins pulling the handle in closer and closer, and get the dice with the right pull for her.
Well, technically it's 2 because of the stunt, but whatever.
Technically 2, yeah. It's this is a difficult maneuver you're looking to, as she grabs you as you get close enough and rakes claw-like fingers down either side of your face into your neck. A unnatural amount of blood pours. This is where the exploitation cinema really, really begins to take effect. And blood begins to run down your face for 4 damage.
Excellent.
I'm going to say maybe this is going to be a dexterity athletics, I think, as she pushes you backwards. Dexterity athletics to maintain control and pull that spear back out.
Oh, that's gonna be a failure. Unless I get. Oh! The 2 die I roll! I get successes.
As you fall back, manage to get a hand to it as you clatter it to the ground. You still have control of the spear. Arden, what are you doing? Apatura?
Sorry. Arden is going to make a run for the necklace as fast as he can and try to grab it.
Absolutely. While you took that shot, she's been interrupted, and you notice that as you run towards it, it's emanating a glow. The light is beginning to shine out of it. That begins to diminish. Again, to run for it, that's going to be another dexterity athletics, which she is going.
I'm supposed to be good at them.
Okay.
How can I use the stun?
So you can use it as a complication as she's going to run to try and stop you as soon as she sees you running. So you can use it to. So when she rolls, she needs another success to stop you. Or you could use it to add to your own successes against her roll. It's kind of contested.
Yeah, I'd like to use it to give her a complication.
Absolutely. Okay, so make your roll, and she needs to beat it by, and then she needs an additional 1 on top of whatever you get to grab you.
Come on. Yes.
It's good. It's as she throws herself at you. You duck and slide across the floor, grabbing the necklace as she essentially just misses you. You feel the cloth kind of sweep across your back, and the rake of fingers that narrowly misses you as she rolls in the air and comes to a almost feral pose on all fours, looking at you. Let's jump to Robyn. What are you doing? And Deandro.
By the way, my directorial control, just really quick, is I'm gonna have some like unlit lanterns on the side of the room with oil still in them.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Oh. Then, do I see those?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's-
I'll go for that because
Yeah, so
I'll go for the lanterns and I'll just start smashing them. Like
smashing them.
Do you want to light them first?
So you can smash them, but I think you might have just absolutely nullified the territorial control.
oh, I was thinking like throw it on the ground first and then light it.
Oh, right. Oh, so yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely.
With like the oil.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that's cool. That's very cool. Make me, let's say, this is, dexterity survival. Starting a fire.
Nice.
You don't even have to roll if you don't want, because you've got +3 on your stunts. So you're, unless you want to potentially.
Yeah, I'll.
Well, you can carry on some of the stunts if you do roll.
If you get the success, if you get the success, they'll carry on that momentum.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
You've also got, sorry, Apatura, you've also got +2 stunts going for you.
Okay.
Survival dexterity.
Yeah.
Boom. Ooh, okay.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so that maintains your +3, so you've still got those 3 stunts in the bag when you need them. As throwing down a match into the oil that now floods out into the floor. The face of more from Arden's point of view, you see that the blonde one looks at it, and this wild panic kind of fills her eyes as she hisses in that kind of almost those snake-like teeth, sort of are fully bared at you. But there's this moment where she's now kind of caught between fire and you, who's with the necklace in hand. Which that takes us back round to top of the round with was it Jarad or Brandon who went first? Brandon.
Okay.
Holding the zombie thrall at bay.
All right. Are they going to stay held, or do I need to keep on doing that?
As long as it's now going to be that kind of balance of power thing. As long as they can, it's keeping the sisters occupied. You don't want them to be able to regain control, but that will be a role in itself.
So I have to roll in order to maintain.
No, as long as you don't have to roll. At the moment, they're sort of sated and stood there.
Okay.
But if one of them gets the opportunity to command them back, then they can win control back over. It's kind of like a sort of back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
Well, I am going to. All right. So, I'm trying to think of any sort of wood. Could I like break off like a chair leg from somewhere?
Yeah, there's furniture everywhere. It's this big.
Okay, yeah.
Ornate,
I'm gonna break off a chair leg, walk towards the fire, and then just drag it through the flaming oil. See if I can at least soak it in a little bit to catch like at least the tip of this piece of debris on fire.
For sure. Dexterity survival.
Dexterity survival. Nothing.
You do have no. You've got as you do the dark-haired one pushes you back, and you feel those claws sort of plunge into your shoulder for 2 damage.
Okay. So what happened? Was I not able to get to the fire?
You weren't able to get to the fire. Yeah, you've got that stick.
Okay.
But yeah, she's kind of like sort of pushed you back. Now, you're on one side. You've got sorry, Brandon on the other. Arden in the room with the blonde one, and Deandro sort of stood other side of the flames.
Could there be any possible useful info I'd get from Mark of Evil? We've already used that, but I'm just asking, just because it's.
It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same one that did it before. So
right.
There's nothing additional. No.
Got it. Man, that's annoying. Just seeing that one dude die every time I get stabbed.
Yeah. Oh, there's the bit. I mean, there was the bit on the boat, but that was so memorable. You don't need a reminder of what happened there.
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course. I might. While this is going on, I think we've got a little bit left, so I think. And straight back into the action, we are going to go where fire has begun to lick into the halls of the library, and Arden and the woman are either side of that summoning circle. Arden, what do you want to do?
Oh, okay.
How breakable does the necklace look?
It's heavy. It's a heavy gold necklace.
Okay, so I can just do that. None of our researchers specified how it must be broken.
No.
I'm sorry, I have to make the quote here. Cast it into the fires of Mordor!
Where is the nearest volcano?
Italy, I believe.
Yeah. Well, Arden's going to keep the necklace close to his chest and try to make a run for it, like getting away from the woman thing.
Dexterity athletics, please.
Okay.
You've got +2 stunts as well, so if you would like to add complications or your own successes, that is up to you. Because of course she is going to chase.
Yeah, and I'm going to use my stunts on her.
Yeah. Okay. So more complications. She's.
No, a botch.
As she leaps, you start to run. You duck, and she jumps up. It's almost like she's kind of leaping up onto the in this animalistic manner, kind of catching onto the sides of bookshelves and springs off, lands, pins, and you feel those teeth sink into your neck. And I am going to need you to make me a give me an intellect, empathy, or survival check as thoughts begin to flood your mind. This stops being as something else takes over. It's almost like this wave of serenity, and you take what was her successes? 1, 2. You take 6 damage.
Where are those again?
Right at the bottom. So it takes you to the end of your "That'll Leave a Scar"
Okay.
track, but you get +2 die whenever you use one of your archetype dice. So bear in mind you get those bonuses now. As you're unaware of the necklace being snatched out of your hands once again. Arden, Deandro, what would you like to do?
Following Brandon's lead, I'll go to grab one of the chair's legs, and I'll say,
Okay.
Korozda was right. I'm glad to have listened to him. I want to fight for what's right. I don't want to be a victim. And I'll use that's one way.
Can we get some votes, please? And that's yes. You get +1 to your roll.
Okay, I'll go into fight. What would that be? Close combat.
That will. So that would be a. You're looking to ignite the. That would be either. That would be a dexterity and either close combat or survival. Ignite the.
Oh. No, I was going to do what Brandon tried to do, which was like with a chair leg.
To set it on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, I'd
Oh,
say
you're trying to
dexterity
set it on-
to set it on fire is dexterity survival.
Oh,
Unless if you're trying to stab her with it, that's
yeah,
a.
I was trying to
that's a-
stab. Yeah.
Oh, that's a light close combat.
I had attempted to do that, not Brandon.
Oh, whoops.
That was the confusion.
Yeah.
You still got the +3 as well. Remember, you can
Yeah.
use your stunts.
Yeah, I'll use all my stunts for that.
On a 4, oh, it's so close. You see her. There's a moment where there's an extended silence as you see the spike impale into her chest, and she looks up at you and so close. And with that, it is her turn as she could you this is to Brandon, could you give me a presence command, please? We're gonna. Who can hold this? Who can hold this?
I get 2 turns, right? Because I got skipped over.
Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry. No, this is like a reflexive.
Yeah, no. Well, I technically should have been after Arden.
Oh. No, I'm really sorry. That's yeah.
I get 2 turns now.
As she turns and tear them apart, as she turns once again into smoke, and that stake clatters to the ground at your feet. Back to yes, as you're absolutely right, Jarad, you're up.
All right. So, for trademarks, does it have to be the exact dice roll? Or is it just a dice roll that makes sense for it?
It's a dice roll that makes sense and uses something of those skills. So, which one are you looking at?
It doesn't use anything. Okay, then probably not. I was gonna try to light this, pour oil on this glaive and then light it up, and they've never seen one of these before. A flaming glaive. But I don't think it works.
It doesn't work with with Can I Ask for This Dance? It does. It could work with. They've never seen one of these before.
Well, that's what I just said.
Oh no! So yes, that's a might. That is a might close combat. So you get your +2.
All right. So
I thought you were looking at. I thought you were looking at. Can I Ask for This Dance?
Oh no. All right. So I'm gonna light this thing up. So Jared's gonna grab one of the ones Deandro did not throw on the ground, and then just pour the oil on the blade, and then run it through the fire, lighting it up, and
We'll cover that all as you go for the impalement.
Yep, going for the impalement. So this is a +2.
It's a +2. Yep.
And I'm gonna state, the next scream you hear will be your own. That's a quip.
Any dissent? No, you've got it.
So that's +3 on this roll. Of course, I only get one.
As you are able, as she reforms in front of you, you're able to at least get something as flames begin to somewhat engulf her before she and dissolves once again. As the eyes of the dead turn back to look at you, and they begin shambling forward. As that smoke coalesces and lifts upwards. And yeah, as you said, 2 rolls, so yeah, you've got another. Jarad, we're still on you, because yeah, like you said, you've got.
Hold on. So, let me just make sure I'm... Is this... Can we go ahead and spend a rewrite to add in to draw a cinematic here?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Drawing a cinematic.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Using your rewrites?
So I am going to draw from the deck.
What's a fucking plan?
Deleted scene. I get a deleted scene.
3 rewrites. What are you putting in?
Okay, so for those that obviously don't know the system, deleting a scene costs 3 rewrites. Invoking the cinematic allows a player to insert a deleted scene into the story. Some or all of the characters who were present in an already completed scene expand upon it to introduce something new, additional information, set up for a future advantage, or an enhancement for an action. Any character who was present in that scene may use this cinematic even if the original role in it was small. The deleted scene's length is up to the player. It may be as long as the original scene itself. Blah, 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 blah. So, just as a GM, how are you going to rule this exactly? Guess it's
so it's obviously it's something that's happened previously. So, or it's immediately after the events of this one, but something that's hit the cutting room floor for various reasons. What are you looking at including?
I feel like getting definitely something set up for a advantage, future advantage, which I think maybe at this point is the scene where it shows a very, very loose hanging chandelier, I think was mentioned by Rogue,
Oh, that's very cool. Yes.
that we can use in this next scene here.
Like, totally abnormally large for where it's at. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is and that is very cool as well. So, so unfortunately, the footage where this was covered was actually, it's not so much deleted as it is actually kind of an essential thing to show. But unfortunately, it was the film was corrupted when it was exposed to too much light. So this bit of footage was actually lost. So hence never making it into the final cut. But yes, absolutely. And
Film nerds today debate if it's a plot hole or not.
yes.
And I think
so we
it's,
have this.
and I think it's at this point that Jarad is going to grab anything that is reasonably okay for throwing. I don't know if you would count the glaive thing as throwable,
Yes.
really.
It's
Not really.
It's really cool. Yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna throw it at the chandelier. That's gonna be, I would assume, dexterity and aim.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay. And also, just to continue with the deleted scene, this is in obviously the library area. I am so
Yeah.
sorry for this, Arden, but this is coming down on top of you and her. I'm going for broke here. I don't have equip this time.
Do you have a trademark?
No,
Potentially.
both my trademarks are manipulations
Yeah.
for various reasons. I say various reasons. I got one success.
And as it crashes down around you, Arden, you snap back, and let's just do a big, maybe a dexterity athletics to roll out of the way.
Okay, I'm gonna use the trademarks on that.
Please do.
Okay, it's dexterity athletics.
Dexterity athletics, yes.
And do I add a dice for the trademark?
You don't add dice for the trademark, but if you succeed, you add 2 dice for a trademark, and if you succeed, you get your directorial control.
Okay. Success.
You get it, yeah. As you roll, as this crashes down around you, glass and shatters out onto the floor. And let's make a check for her. That was. She attempts to leap forward. She freezes as this metal frame kind of pierces her and kind of props her semi-upright as she stands there and whispers something and drops the necklace as she begins to disintegrate, turning to dust and ash. And from on top of one of the bookshelves, the dark-haired one looks at you, forming up, looks at you, and screams this unearthly, ungodly scream of pure rage. As at the feet in the middle of that circle, the amulet once again begins to glow.
No.
And with that, we're gonna Arden's turn.
Is is the amulet close to where I am?
A few feet away. Yeah, you like rolled out of the way with this chandelier's like shattered on the ground.
I'm going to try to shot at it with my rifle, and see if it's break it.
Go for it. Dexterity aim.
Dexterity aim. Do I have something right between the eye? Yes. To use another trademark. That's okay.
Yeah, for sure. So +2. Remember, you've got your directorial control as well.
Yeah. Dexterity aim. Come on.
Oh, I also have real control.
Yeah. As the bullet hits it, and then the large red stone at its center cracks, and light spills upwards. And a figure, just almost as the smoke and from the flames begins to coalesce, you think you see a figure standing in the midst of, and they step forward. And Arden, could you please tell us about your loyal lover?
Yes. It's a fellow student, and they can't meet very often because they're very busy. They're trying to keep whatever they are discreet. And he doesn't know the things Arden is involved in.
What do they look like?
His highest social status than Arden. Black hair and very dark eyes and a pale skin.
And he steps forward out of the smoke. And looks directly into your eyes. You find yourself in the strangest places down here.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you exactly the same thing, but the point is we're both here now.
Arden is going to go closer to him and take his hand to put him safely behind him.
And as he steps forward, willingly going with you, you look up and you see the other one, the dark-haired woman, just looks at you, fixed, staring eye contact.
So what are we seeing?
Brandon, I don't know. At the moment, there's the flames that lick around it. You can just about make out the figure through the smoke of Arden with someone else.
Yes, Brandon would just. Oh, by the way, what's happening with those ghouls? Are they attacking us right now?
They're coming towards you, yeah, beginning to kind of coalesce en masse.
Can I attempt to reestablish control of them again?
You absolutely you can.
I actually try to. Is there any way I could use the trademark "we must start a ritual" to like help like actually control them instead of just stopping them from being controlled?
What I will say is that narratively they are tied to the dark-haired sister.
Okay.
She's the one who awoke them.
Got it. So it wouldn't be super feasible to just try to like take control from her.
It'll be that constant back and forth as you're constantly vying. Yeah. You can take them on, but obviously the quickest, the most straightforward solution is cut off the head.
Right.
Simple.
I would like to. Is she still right next to me? Isn't she the one that like stabbed me?
She's the one who stabbed you. She's gone into the library in the smoke form, and now she's on top of one of the bookshelves, kind of crouched. Large. There's like this large scorch mark that runs up the side of her neck.
I guess I'm just gonna go for the table leg tactic again. Just walking towards with an ignited table leg, and I'm gonna set fire to the bookshelf.
Go for it. What's good for a destruction one? Survival. I'd say dexterity survival, or and you're setting fire to something with a lot of paper on it, so.
I realize this. I know.
Yeah, it's an easy task. It's more whether or not she's gonna intercept. So.
Dexterity, survival. This is gonna hurt. Hey!
As she flies down and cuts off the path between you, sort of sees you with the flaming chair leg in your hand, and again that kind of hissed, the full-on baring her teeth. As those of you out in the corridor, the horde advances on you, and what would you like to do?
So we have all these rewrites just sitting here burning our pocket.
Yeah.
Let's just add more chaos. I'm drawing another cinematic.
Yeah.
Let's add in as much chaos as humanly possible. Cheap set!
Yes!
By invoke 2 rewrites. By invoking this, the player calls upon an object or a piece of the set to break or fail. However they're trying to get to us, the floor of the set just kind of gives way underneath
Doorway.
Okay, what if the necklace was actually like brittle? So when like
That's
I don't,
I'd say at that point that's probably now redundant.
yeah.
So, but the cheat,
Fair enough.
you hear one of these zombies give out this, give this kind of really sort of guttural groan, followed by this. Oh, not meant to do that. Several of them, you just see them very uneasily go. Oh,
and then it goes.
move. So he's just talking now.
I love these cinematics.
Okay, so you get a a +2 into your, or a +2 complication for them. Which would you like to do?
All right, so they have a +2 complication to do whatever else. I am.
Okay, that's. Yeah, they're just there, like they're sort of stood there. Is there any like offset of weight? You're on this soundstage, so it's a little bit of a drop underneath, and it's just this very, very flimsy bit of wood which has just given way, and any movement in that area might cause a soundstage to collapse.
I guess it would be at this point. I need to get into the library, so I've got to book it through the flames. Also, getting away from. I'm just trying to get through the flames. One, because I need to get into the library, but two, I also want to get away from that part of the soundstage.
So you can jump into the library, like throwing yourself through the fire and the smoke.
Yep.
What do you want to do when you're in there?
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was going to be a roll.
No, it's cinematic spectacle.
I want to grab the amulet that's already somewhat shattered or damaged, and then kind of take it over one-handed and then slam it into the floor in the fire. I'm okay taking damage. I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna say, are you sure?
That doesn't sound animus at all.
Don't we need?
It's. I'm gonna. If you want, I'll be honest with you.
Is that what contains Lilith?
I thought we needed to destroy it.
It's.
Yeah,
It's. At the. I'm gonna say at this point. Go for it if you want. Yeah.
Okay, I absolute chaos. It's fine. Is this close combat?
Chaos
Yes.
reigns.
And
Oh yeah.
3 successes.
as that stone at the center shatters because it's cheap glass, and spills over the floor in the flames. The voice from above, the voice the voice between Robyn and yourself, not Robyn, Brandon and yourself. You hear, "You're too late." As from behind Arden,
Oh no.
you see a
Oh, no.
figure, and steps forward, fairly full figure, and says, "What would your choice be? A little off the flank, maybe? The thigh?"
Could you do something about these
Loin.
love handles?
The loin. It's
A little of what?
This is to Jarad.
Oh. I see what's going on.
Yeah.
All of those sound good.
Of course. Would you indulge?
Yes, I would, as long as I don't have to kill someone.
Of course not. And as the two of you, your eyes meet, Deandro, what are you doing?
Put me in quite a predicament. Ugh. I didn't sign up for this. I'm gonna run away from the undead, just towards the library is where we're trying to go. I think.
It is, yeah, you're all in the library, but if you use I didn't sign up for this, you're out of the scene.
Oh, never mind. No. I want to stay. Yeah, I'll just like try to run towards somewhere safe.
Safe, there's the library where the main conflict is now ongoing, or would you like to find some sort of hero location where you can cower?
No,
A hero hole.
No. Yeah. What was the first option? Sorry.
You can go to the library where everything is going on.
Yes, I'll go there. Not the cowardly place.
It's called a tactical retreat.
Sure.
As you jump through the flames into the library, you see this scene unfold before you of nearby. Brandon stands, flaming Jaleg in hand, and the dark-haired sister nearby, while Arden and Jarad seem to be preoccupied. Their eyes almost fixed in mid-distance.
What is happening?
A lot. There are more people in this room than there should be, and I don't know what's going on.
Huh?
Because I assume I can like see the same with like I can see its shadowed figure near Jarad.
Yes. Yeah. At the moment, this figure this shape is just almost this shadowless, this formless shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to see if there's anyone else here. Because-
Yeah, you can see something almost flitting in the smoke.
Do I hit it?
You can try.
Okay. I'm gonna run up and
Sister, did you want to get the sister or the shadow?
I mean, can I even tell the difference?
Yes. The sister is nearby, near.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna go for it. Make me the check. That's might close combat.
For sure. Yeah.
Not a botch, but
As she just steps out of the way and rakes claws across your lower back for 2, 3, 4 damage.
Why is this happening to me of all people?
Oh, I'll let you use it. I'll tell you what. Here we go. A sort of in another game, I can give you a devil's bargain. It will take more. It will give you more damage, but you will get to use your quip.
Sure, yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Don't do that. Take the 4 damage.
Oh.
So yeah, just take the 4. It's
4, yeah.
yeah. Let's see how those zombies do. They are very, very carefully out in the corridor, like one at a time. One of them is like helping the others off the rickety bit. It's become this very practical, very structured operation for a shambling horde of the supposed undead.
Not so much shambling anymore.
Easy. Give me a hand. You can just hear these voices in the background. Who were we on? I believe that. Let's go to Arden. Yes. As you feel strong hands grip your shoulders, almost encouraging you. We can escape. We can go anywhere. Leave this all behind.
Know what's going on? It's just so confusing. I have to finish this. I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to think about something clever. Is there anything I can shoot in the area?
This is
Is there anything you can shoot? I mean, there's the sister who is currently stood over a stumbling Deandro. The blood is beginning to like pour and like run down the back of the jacket and drip onto the floor.
I'm going to charge at her, and I don't know if I have anything pointy on me, but
Always the back of the gun.
yeah, I have something called where is it? Anything can be a weapon.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's a trope. So gain +1 enhancement to your attack roll. So I'd say essentially it raises your successes. But let's so make the roll, and that will be the either depends how you want to do it, either dexterity or might, close combat, or athletic, or if you're shooting aim, obviously.
I'm terrible at might and close combat, so at least I'm going with dexterity because I'm basically trying to stab her with the end of the rifle and just
Okay.
kills. through a chase. Through a chest with it.
Oh, right, so you're right, okay.
So, nope, not this one. Cross combat. And dexterity. It works!
It's spears through, and you're able to, as just running as you shake the grip of that was there, almost this encouragement, and as you do, you run away, and you almost feel like something returns to you, something of a that was. It was almost like you didn't see it before. You can't quite place what it is. As you pierce through, and the barrel of your rifle just bursts out of her chest in front of Brandon, who is spattered with blood. Brandon, you're up. She's held in place.
Set that lady up. Just hold the burning chair leg to her. Yeah, let's start at the torso. Just whatever fine clothing she has.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually,
This
wait.
very extravagant Baroque dress.
Are we near any more of those lanterns?
Not at the moment. No.
Okay, we're just gonna settle for this. So what would you have me roll?
That would be that's dexterity, close combat, I think.
Okay. Dexterity. Combat.
As you go forward, and she leaps forward and kind of lurches off the barrel, and inflicts 5 damage as you feel the teeth pierce your throat, and blood spatters up the bookshelf behind you. I did give you something you could use a quip on.
What quip can I use?
I have no idea.
I mean, especially since there's teeth in my throat, I think it'd be a little hard to use any quips, maybe. But no, I think if I'm still able to talk, I'd gurgle out, "Take your teeth out of me!"
And I am gonna let's make the offer of you are in last ditch effort, which means you get +2 or you get +3, but if you fail or botch, you die. To your archetype rolls. You've obviously got your quip, which I'm not even going to have a vote for because that is absolutely on the money for.
Okay. Yeah, let's go for the last ditch effort. Why not? We're gonna go for the +3.
Okay.
And since she has her fangs latched in my throat, I assume we're near some fire, right?
You are. You've still got the thing in your hand, clutching onto that chair leg, which still burns.
I'm just gonna, jab it into her and just walk forward towards the fire as much as I can, just, having my arm against her as she's latched on.
Give me a... Yeah, that's a might close combat. +1 for your quip.
Okay, +1 for my quip. Could it be survival?
Not for this one, because it's a full-on brute force.
Okay. Whip.
And it's +3 for archetype rolls. Yep.
It's not an archetype.
Yep, I know.
Which is why
Okay,
I
so you
wanted
don't
it to be survival, but it's fine.
It doesn't, but it doesn't mean that. It does mean that, yeah, while she sort of pushes back, your feet scrape along the floor against each other as she kind of pushes into you, sinking those teeth further into your neck. You're not going to die because you didn't use your +3, so it's only on your archetypes that you get that bonus.
Okay.
And if you fail that, then yes. So let's go. Who are we up to in the order? Is it Arden, I believe?
Oh no, are
No, Arden, sorry. No, it's Deandro.
me? No, it's
Yeah.
wait.
Technically, I'm supposed to be after Arden. It's technically supposed to be Arden, me, Brandon.
I've lost the order. Let's do Arden, Jarad,
I was at the top of the order.
Brandon. So it's Arden next, and then Deandro next, then Arden, then Jarad.
Yeah, sorry. Apparently, it was actually Brandon, Arden, me, then Deandro.
Me.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
Brandon,
sorry.
Arden, Jarad, Deandro. No, don't worry. So yes, we had a moment with Arden just then, so we're on to Jarad, and then Deandro. It's my fairly arbitrary initiative order.
I have no idea what I can do here.
As you look at you're at the moment still made contact with this figure that's.
All right, so I guess I'm gonna go for broke here. I'm gonna attempt to persuade this thing.
Okay.
So, first of all, I'm gonna activate my trope. This old thing. Your outfit is stunning or striking, and you know it. You draw positive attention to yourself and your looks, gain +1 enhancement to persuasion rolls while in this outfit.
Okay.
Undertaker suit?
Your bodysuit, yes.
So,
Someone's gonna get buried in that.
Well, it is an old thing.
Yeah. This little thing that I found.
I am also.
God, maybe.
Oh, this old thing? Also, at this point, can I ask for this dance I'm going to activate? Since this
You're
is...
going with all. You're going all out. Okay.
And this is an archetype, so I get +1.
Yep.
So, if you're willing to get rid of one of these people for me, I'll dive in.
Which one?
I'm talking to the shadowy figure. I'm making a deal.
Okay.
So, that is 2 +1. Alright, persuasion. Oh, no, this isn't presence. This is manipulation. That's +3 die.
When you say you're willing to get rid of one of these people, what's
I'm basically saying that they have to do all the work here. I'm not going to be a part of anybody's death, essentially.
Okay.
I am attempting to manipulate this thing into trying to end this quickly here.
As figure looks at you and which one would you see an end to? Or
Dealer's choice.
oh, is this of the group or
Yes!
as okay? I am going to roll. Let's roll a d4. Here we go.
Oh, I love how it's a D4, which includes me.
No, it would have been if I got a 4 or got that respective number. I will re-roll because that's
That'd be funny. To me.
as Um, the shadow disperses into, collapses in on itself, disappearing. You lose sight of where this stranger has suddenly gone to, and from behind the ear of Brandon, a voice whispers this almost silent, seductive tone. We all die one day. As a hand rips through the center of your chest, and you just see this hand kind of on the other side, soaked in blood. A new world is born. And that is gonna put you on death scene.
Okay.
You get a final moment with 3 dice.
Well, I'm here. I'm still trying to deal. Like, I currently have this vampire. Oh, I'm sorry, not vampire. Woman.
No,
like,
that's yeah.
Latched onto my throat. If I'm gonna die anyways, might as well take her with me. And oh, this is fun. And he looks down at the hand through his chest, and he was like, "Funny. I always believed human sacrifices died out, but here I am." As he walks into the flames. So that's his final quip.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Again, I'm not even going to put that to a vote because that was so perfect. And make me a roll of your choice at a +3.
Okay, so I think...
Alright,
so I think Resolve could fit here.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
I'll let it be, just... I don't know what the other one would be. Let's just call it Survival, so I can... wait, no, it doesn't matter, because I won't get the...
Yeah.
It'd just be a +3 no matter what, so it'll just be close
Yeah.
combat, Resolve.
And then
Okay.
And then 1 for your quip, so 4.
+1 for your +1 for your quip, yes.
So 4...
It's
Rolled like
enough.
7 dice.
As the 2 bodies, as the figure of your loyal lover looks at you, Arden, with fear in his eyes, the would-be collaborator looks to you, Jarad, and just no, as the 2 of them together, entwined as they are, start to smoke and smolder and ignite in flames as that final sister looks at you, aghast, disbelief beginning to fill her eyes. No, it shouldn't have ended like this. It should not have ended like this. And this is never over. As she disperses one final time. As the 3 of you that remain, please give me one final check. It's going to be, let's do a dexterity athletics to run from the remainder of the building, as the flames begin to engulf it ever more.
Dexterity.
As Arden rushes through the flames, Jarad and Deandro, what are you? As fire erupts in front of you, just where you saw Arden jump moments previously. As running from the building, Arden, you run outside to look at the smoke which now billows up against that moon, which now slowly disperses from that red, returning to its usual bright white hue. While inside, Deandro and Jarad, what do you do? As the flames begin to engulf the room around you.
I'll let Deandro go first.
How could you do that?
As the camera hands over to Jarad, he's yanking Brandon's leg back out of the fire. And then literally rips off a charred piece of flesh and begins to eat it, looking directly at Deandro. Flesh is so delicious.
As the flames lick higher and higher, and from outside the castle, the smoke begins to rise. Deandro?
Do I have rewrite points?
Everyone does.
Okay, can I use it to make this last longer? I have one last thing to do.
Go for it,
Oh.
yeah.
I
No,
thought
you
you
don't
were
have to use a rewrite. No, we're just doing a cutaway as the fire gets bigger and begins to smash out windows and lick around the what is actually a tiny little castle on a workshop table, and somebody's just underneath it with a lighter. What do you want to do?
You're as evil as them. And I'll send you back to hell. Quip.
Would you like to use that as a roll, or is that just your final?
Yeah, final. And I go to attack Jarad.
Oh, as the fire surrounds you, Jarad stands up as the two of you run towards one another. And as the castle engulfed in flame, the shadowy figure screams in towards and almost wipes out the camera, and that voice goes out from the darkness and around in the forest. And cut! That was absolutely wonderful. A big round of applause to everyone. Wonderful stuff as the crew begin to kind of applaud, and several of the security officers run in with fire extinguishers, go, everyone okay? As the two of you are checked over, you've got the fireproof cladding underneath and all manner of things. As the decidedly not Brandon performer who was set on fire is the stunt performer is kind of pulled out of the flames and just absolutely kind of like brushing just the dust and the soot off as the real Brandon rejoins you on the set. Is there anything you would like? Final moments.
Oh, I think that went well. Wasn't sure about the script at first, but that last scene
Yeah,
made it worth it.
yeah, I think that last scene was definitely one of the better ones we've done.
What was that? What was the leg? What did it taste like?
The leg is it's latex. It's just those.
Ew.
They're just going.
Styrofoamish.
It's
Was
just.
that even in the script?
Yeah.
Oh.
This as the supervisor, and it's Andrea, the dark-haired one, who sort of kind of stands and walks over, slapping her teeth out, and going, "Oh, I can talk again. Listen to me. It's I can say words. This is what happens when you don't read after your character dies. You don't know what happens at the end."
Look. Nothing mattered after I left. All right, it all went downhill.
You made a wonderful heroic sacrifice. It was all worth it in the end.
Exactly.
Always gotta set things up for a sequel. Can't ever let anything die.
It's a franchise. I guess I'll be seeing you all next year.
See if I can
Hopefully
make time
better
in my
sound
schedule.
stages next year.
Yeah. Are all the extras okay?
Yeah.
They're all, yeah, you see them. There's one of them who's kind of like sat on the edge of the soundstage, just kind of still full zombie makeup, cigarette in one hand, coffee in the other. Yeah, kind of had to improvise. So sorry to take out that. We couldn't get to you. It's...
Hey. Yeah, I was severely worried about the stage there, like, whoo, and then you guys on top of it? Oh, yay.
We were supposed to like fall on you and attempt to tear you apart, and no, we ended up just trying not to collapse the stage.
Yeah, I don't think there's meant to be that many people on this stage.
Well, hopefully...
I don't know about you three, but I felt it getting a little weak there with just me on it. Don't want to imagine 5 other people in close proximity.
Well, hopefully the money this makes will be able to increase the budget for next time.
Yeah, this will be a
Hopefully.
hit for sure.
As out sort of walking away from the from one of the trailers, now freshly showered, that absolute fog of hairspray that was previously used. You see Natalie, the blonde sister, who making her way to join you, as well as the various performers of Lilith. Those that as they all join you, and the director. Now, if everyone might gather together, I think it would be. I do like to do this every time. I think we should get a big group photo, something for posterity, and something to remember what I think has been, rather surprisingly, a rather good shoot. And as you all take your places in the front row with the sound team and the rigging team and the lighting team and the camera team, all costume, hair, makeup, all of you gathering together with a tiny little burnt castle in front and centre on the lap of multi-director. And the flash goes off, and we're going to call it there. As all of you remember this moment. Thank you for watching. Thanks for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed this schlock that we've somehow brought a semblance of a story to. It's been a lot of fun for us. Hope it has to watch it as well. And as I mentioned earlier, Blades in the Dark is back from next week, so hopefully join us for that. In the meantime, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Domain Gaming presents Blades in the Dark. Thank you. Have a good one.